everybody, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today this video is going to be one of the videos that I said I'm going to start doing as far as meditation type art, intuition type art, where you just let the paint flow. It's watercolor and you create and have some, maybe put some good music on while you're doing this, because it's very easy to do on your own, and just relax, get your mind cleared, and all that. Paint I'm using is the Winsor Newton, and it just has a variety of colors in it. You can use any watercolors, any colors that you have. I'm also using a pack that has a lot of metallic kind of paints. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name of the company because I bought it a long time ago. Sorry about that. I'm not really looking for specific products for you to use. Just use what you have. I am using a number 16 round brush. It's a Princeton Heritage brush, and a number 6 Princeton Heritage brush. And any marker can do, because I actually dry mine. Some people will start painting on these as they're wet still. You can use any marker. This one happens to be a Precise V5 extra fine, but you can use your Sharpies, anything that you have on hand. You know, really honestly, a gel pen, ink pen, it doesn't matter. And then some water. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my brush wet. I'm doing the big brush, and I'm going to try to keep this simple so that I can get it dried within a reasonable amount of time. Just a lot of mine are layered that I actually do for myself, so I'm just going to try to keep it simple. And then I'm going to try to step back and be quiet. It's hard for me to do when I'm doing a video, but here we go. So you're just going to randomly pick a color. Doesn't matter. You're not trying to paint something in particular. I know a lot of people will try, you know, I'm trying to paint a flower or whatever. That's not the purpose of this. Just put the paint on your paper and let it go. And I can go to my smaller brush, get it wet, and then come back in and just pick a color. Doesn't matter. Once again, does not matter what color. You know, if you want to do a certain color scheme, this is not art that you're creating for the purpose of hanging it up, although you could. I'm not saying you can't do that, but that's not the point of this. It's to sit back. I'm not sure what that was on my paper. If you need to add more water, go ahead and do so. You can actually do different things by just dripping the water on. And I do use a heat gun. I may stop periodically and dry it with the heat gun. And then you can actually get the brush wet, and I'm doing this with the bigger brush, sticking into another color, which would be the yellow. And yeah, I don't know the colors, color names. Alright, and like I said, I'm going to try to keep it simple. I'm just doing this, and I'm going to go dry it and be done. I'll be right back. Alright, I have gone ahead and dried it so you can see how it turns out. Because I have this on glass, I would recommend plexiglass actually, but you know, you turn it to try to dry it and you get drips and such, which actually give it more character. I like the drips. So then you just get your marker, and what I do, you know, a lot of times people will just kind of look at it and see what kind of designs they're seeing in it and then go for that. I pretty much go around all the designs that I'm seeing in the paint. Yeah, sometimes that can be a lot or it can be little. So it really just depends on how you do create yours. They're all different, which is what they are meant to be, all different. Because you don't, you know, this is, again, not about creating artwork. So you see a face here, so I'm going to say, hey, that looks like a dog to me, or some kind of animal. If you're doing the intuitive kind, you know, you can ask prior to this if you believe in connecting with angels or some source of some sort, then, you know, ask for that guidance prior to doing the art. And again, if you want to just sit down and do, see, these kind of remind me of little chickens. And this one will be upside down. All right, but this is basically the gist of it. You just go through and draw where you see a difference in color, or if you want to just take a step back and say, hey, what do I see here, and do it that way. I like to draw around all of it. So again, that's up to you, but can you see how just quietly sitting with some music on, preferably some meditation music or frequency music, and it just help just relax you, heal you. For me, drawing is an awesome way. Now I know how to draw like flowers and all that kind of stuff and do this entangle kind of drawing, but that's not what this is. This is just more purely relaxation or intuitive art. This guy kind of reminds me of a rat. Can you see it? I know you're probably thinking, man, I don't see it. And sometimes once you get done drawing it, it's not as much of the character you initially thought it was. And I'm not real precise on my drawing, so just so you know, that's on purpose. I often see a lot of birds and hearts in my work, and some fish, and then some bigger animals. Sometimes I see a moose, alligators, crocodiles, that kind of thing, ducks. All right. So you can start to see that there's some faces and like an eyeball, you know, periodically here throughout the design. So you just keep drawing and adding to it as you go. And you can turn the direction that you're doing it in. Sorry, I've got tape sticking to my paper. Anyhow, you can turn the direction and just keep going with it. And as I mentioned before, if you don't want to be where you're doing a lot of drawing, you know, you can make your little designs bigger, you know, to where there's not as many little, but I like to do this. This is a great way, in addition to my regular meditation, that while I'm sitting maybe listening to videos at night or doing something like that, I can sit and draw. And that does, again, help, you know, with just calming the mind, taking your mind off of things. And with something like this, you can create and take it with you. You know, if you've got a doctor's appointment or you're going to be in a car traveling and somebody else is driving, of course, then take it with you and work on it, you know, while you're on vacation, when you make a stop. You know, whenever. Just, it's perfect for that. Alright, so I've colored in, or drawn in, I should say, most of what I would do at this point. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape. Typically, well, sometimes it pulls the paint or the paper off. But that's okay. Again, I'm not doing this to actually frame it. I'm doing this to do intuitive art and meditation. But anyhow, see how, you know, it just kind of flows. You see a lot of faces, and you can add in designs. Like that kind of looks like maybe a funky kind of an apple or pear, and a heart. I love my hearts. Maybe even a hat. Just gonna step back and look at it in different directions and see what you can come up with. It's kind of fun. Now again, take from it what you want, make it what you want, whether it's intuitive art where you are asking for guidance or messages from a higher source, or if you're just strictly using it as a source for you to relax and let your mind go and do some creative artwork. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Prior to leaving, if you would take a moment to share this on your social network with your family and friends, I would greatly appreciate that as well. And until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.